Good up.
This is Channel 253.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain Podcast.
Like, you could be wearing boots and overalls and, like, have a fucking, like, paddle in your hand, and somebody's like, hey, where's your beer guy? You're like, motherfucker, you're looking at him.
Yeah, that happened all the time. Pacific, like, who's the brewer? And I'm like, I'm literally brewing. I am the brewer.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm stirring the fucking mash right now.
Yeah. Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, coming to you guys from Peaks and Pints in Tacoma, Washington.
That's what I'm talking about.
My name is Matt McLaren, here, of course, with Ron Swarner.
Hello.
How's it going? Damn. I'm here with a dead serious Ron Swarner. How are you, Ron?
I'm good. Thanks.
I'm glad to hear that. Bethany, how's it going?
I'm great.
Good.
So good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Hopefully everybody listened to our last episode with John. It was like, he's just one of the loveliest human beings.
My gosh.
Yeah, man, you would think that dude's been running a business in this industry for 25 years, the way people talk about him. And his relatively young homebrew shop is just, in my opinion, reached like legend status in the area. But it's because he's so supportive of this industry. So go back and listen to that. Thanks, as always, for hanging out. If you haven't yet, please do the whole like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. It helps us out a ton, and it just doesn't take very long. And you'd be surprised how much it actually contributes to new people hearing and seeing the podcast, which we have a goal of kind of getting more eyes and ears on it this year. So if you can help out, that would be amazing. We're all passing around a beer right now that I'm like excited to talk about. Doug, how are you today?
I'm here.
Good, you are here. See, notice.
Well, after a beer got passed me and you wanted the beer, here's the beer.
Damn it! That's how that happened too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, the beer's going past me. Oh, Doug.
Oh, hi, Doug.
Doug has it. Oh,
Doug has
here.
it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm such a piece of shit.
All right.
God damn it.
And you just apologized for forgetting me. Last week you apologized for forgetting me.
I know. It's not clear this is a doubleheader. But
I think they can tell by the general
probably.
tenor of the conversation as it begins.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a Three Mags Ilk collaboration
It
called
is.
Blocks.
See, this thing I'm
Blocks
talking
between
about.
us.
Just doesn't agree with it.
Table beer.
It's a vice thing, right?
It's sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So, this is like got some, it's like pretty estery for sure. Mm-hmm. Doug says it has a thing he doesn't like. But it's got like some banana and...
I like all styles of beer except for this sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's like, you nailed it.
Clovey.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is very much like, it must have been fermented with German ale yeast.
Nothing against it.
Well,
Just,
you can just drink your beer and get on to the next one.
I'll drink it.
I know. Do we need a dump bucket?
No.
No.
Blocks between us.
I am a dump bucket.
Fuck, dude.
That's a t-shirt.
That came off. Never mind.
Came up exactly the same.
Yeah, I guess it did. That's why I love you, Doug.
Cheers.
Yeah, this is awesome. This will be out probably after Three Mags official opening because that actually happened during Art Walk last Friday.
Ilk.
Or, excuse me, not Three Mags, Ilk. Yep. Second episode of the day. All right. But yeah, Ilk's opening of their brew pub, which we talked about when they were here, happened exactly a week ago now, if you're listening to this on Friday. Yeah, this is like delicious. They're doing all kinds of cool projects for their opening, and I'm so excited for them.
Me too. I think we're going to go down this weekend. Are you guys going?
It's this weekend. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I will most likely be there. I have to run a delivery route down to Vancouver, so I'm probably going to hit it on the way back up. But I'm going to be really tired and sweaty, so I'm not sure if I want to like people at that time. But I'll see if I can. Oh man, delicious.
I've been hanging with this podcast long enough to know this is good. even if I don't particularly.
Yeah, you don't like the style, but it's a well-made beer.
Yeah. As you guys can tell, we are Stan's guests for this one. It's mostly just because we had a bunch of like random stuff to talk about. So it's kind of like a news episode. But I also just had a goofy week and was just gonna like complain about it to you guys.
Do it. Do it.
I was like, in my head, I was like, there's like so much dumb stuff that happened to me this week.
I always feel better when I hear about other people's, issues and problems.
Yeah. It's just
right.
Other people's misfortune. Yeah, I feel it.
As he cracks a
pepper beer. I know. Speaking of misfortune, Bethany brought pepper beers.
It's getting shady.
Thank you, Katie.
Yep.
Thanks, Katie, for bringing them all the way from Arizona. We are, cracking some beers from Arizona.
So this is a Hatch Green Chili beer. And if you listen to this before, I talk a bit of shit about pepper beers. I know. Just because I rarely have any that I think are actually good. Outside of like Mexican hot chocolate inspired beers. But like Greer said, these ones came from Arizona, so if anybody should do it, they should.
Well, and we talked a little too how it's hard to get out of your draft lines, the chili beers.
Dude, from your guys' side, like
say
that must be like that's a line replacement.
It's a line
right?
replacement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
pretty
It's like
much.
mint. Like you throw a mint beer through a line, every beer after that is mint.
And root beer. You can never like do a root beer and then a regular beer.
Dude, fucking root beer.
Whoa, that smells like salsa.
Yeah,
Chili's is a New Mexico thing, not an Arizona thing.
Not close enough.
They're
Sorry.
Don't tell that to somebody from
No
New
offense,
Mexico.
I know.
Seriously, they'll flip out.
I know.
It does smell. It smells
As soon as
really
Breaking
good.
Bad came out, they just all of a sudden had this like statewide pride.
I haven't even tasted it, but
The
it
smell
smells
is-
like chilies.
It does.
Tastes like.
Is this your favorite, Matt?
This is the least bad chili beer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Glad to know that you have some issues as well.
Actually, I do like Hatch Green chilies. It's like a popular thing up in Tacoma. I don't know if Stadium still does their fucking like weekly roast. They used to do that all the time. They would have like a big barrel and they would roast Hatch Green chilies out in front of the store, and that was always like a fun like Tacoma thing. But this like reminds me of like pulling up in the parking lot and like having that smell be all around the store.
There's no heat at all. I don't know if there are in Hatch
there
Green
is.
chilies.
Oh, no, this has heat.
In Hatch chili? Yeah, a little bit.
I don't get it.
I just get like chili flavor, not
You,
like
you don't feel the heat in this at all?
That's because you're hardcore.
Yeah, I know. I do.
There is
Only because
We make our own hot sauce, Doug.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You've been hollowed out. By
The
what you
hot,
make
I
them.
know. The hot sauce that he makes, I put like 2 drops on my entire meal, and I'm sweating.
Yeah.
And in pain, and Greer's laughing, and I'm like, "You understand?" He's like, "Why do you keep doing it to yourself?" And I'm like, "You get why I do it, because you don't want it to be not spicy enough."
Yep.
Yeah.
Did Greer
So
get
I
some of that?
overdo
Yes, he
it.
did. I gave it to him.
Okay. Do you
He's
do you
chugging
taste-
it.
Can you feel the heat in it?
I can't feel any heat.
Wow.
Okay.
You guys, you two are ruined.
Yeah. We're
Just
ruined.
calling you
Tastes
out,
like
man.
water.
Is anybody watching that Super Hot show on Hulu right now? Oh, it's so good.
I've been watching.
It's so good. I'm not like a huge I like hot sauce, and I feel like I've even told one of the fuck up stories of Jordan Marsh when he was still working at Silver City, bringing me a hot sauce at my my wedding party. Did I ever tell you guys that? Mm-mm. Oh my god. Okay, this came up because I was like, so the Super Hot show is like the story of like all these growers who make who are trying to grow like the hottest pepper in the world, and with like the popularity of shows like Hot Ones and stuff, there's like this whole kind of group of people, and obviously like, this crazy sort of sub community, and it's funny because they even compare it to like craft. It's like very comparable to the craft beer world in a lot of ways. Small producers, small growers, hot sauce makers, collaborations, things like that. But I guess early fuck up story. When Arena and I were getting married, we did like a little engagement thing at a local coffee shop in near downtown Tacoma, and so a bunch of friends and family were coming, and then Jordan came and he was like, "Hey, I have a present for you," and I was like, "Cool." And we had he's a big hot sauce dude. Him and I have nerded out over like a couple of different kinds of hot sauce that we've always wanted to try, and sometimes they're small batch and you can't get them, like beer. And so there was one particular one where he was like, hey, I have some of this. I'm going to bring it to you. And so he brought it to me. And then at that time, I wasn't really watching like Hot Ones. But Hot Ones had already been releasing some of their like crazy hot, like level 10 sauces. So like Apollo pepper and Pepper X and all the stuff that was like the hottest peppers in the world put into hot sauce. And so he comes. I'm like there with all my family. I have like a little piece of flatbread and he's like, hey, here's this sauce. And I was like, cool. And so I took a bite of it and it was like delicious and it was hot. And then he gave me another one that was one of the last dab sauces from Hot Ones. And I just had no fucking clue what I was holding. And so I put the same size, like teaspoon dollop on like a little bite of flatbread. And he was like, hey, that's kind of a lot. And I was like, shut up, bitch. And then it was
my wedding
soon. It was such a mistake, dude. I was just like so snotty and sweaty immediately. And like, it's towards the beginning and I have family and friends coming trying to give me hugs and shit. And I'm just disgusting. Like my face is so red. It was awful. And so I like told everybody that like, luckily Mason was playing outside at the like playground that was right outside. And I was like, I have to go outside and watch my son. And it was so I could cry out the heat from this fucking hot sauce that he gave me.
Any repercussions?
Oh God, yeah. Okay. You like passing that shit is brutal. You shit lava for days. But anyway, that shit was awesome.
Good times. Good times.
But yeah, I don't know. Now that we're drinking pepper beers, I'm just like, oh, I want to talk about hot sauce. My week has been stupid for just so many reasons. Not the least of which is having part of your beer shorted today, Ron. Sorry.
That's okay. New guy.
I know. Which is like, yeah. I work at a fantastic company, and it's great, and people stay for a long time, and it's always a bummer to lose people.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I miss them,
it's
for sure.
I know, me too. But yeah, so that's been going on. And then like, I posted up the other day, I feel like people maybe saw it, but I posted on social media about like a dumb interaction I had with like, I was at an account that had a female beer buyer, and like, obviously this shit happens all the time, but it's like weird to see it. It's weird to see it so blatantly like in front of you. But I was like at the account and I'm talking to the buyer and she's like a perfectly knowledgeable beer person and can be very helpful. And like, you know, so I don't even like, I don't know, I guess I don't even think about this. But so we were talking and she turns to ask a customer if they need help. And the dude just like, you know, didn't respond even a little bit, like didn't even acknowledge that she was talking to him. And then she like looked at me like, oh shit, like, am I not being loud enough? And I was like, yeah, maybe, like he just probably didn't hear you. So she like leaned in and said it louder. And she's like closer to him than I am to like Doug right now. She's like right in his ear. And she's like, hey, can I help you find something? And he doesn't say anything. And so like in my head, I was like, oh, this is a deaf person. Yeah. Like that's what I thought. Yeah. And so so he had like a little camo hat on and I was like, oh, maybe he's like military and like maybe he was injured like in combat. I like made up a scenario in my head.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah. Like I was so ready to give this. And then as soon as she walked away, the guy turned to me and he was like, I hope she wasn't asking me for help. And in my head, I was like, oh, like you didn't realize that she was trying to talk to you. You realized that you were accidentally ignoring her, and now you realize that was rude.
More forgiveness.
I know. And then I was like, yeah, she was. And he was like, I'm competent enough to pick out my own beer. And I was like, what the fuck? You dickhead. Yeah. It was so weird. It was like so quick. And I was just like, wow, you like took personal offense to like this woman offering to help you find a beer. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I like forget that motherfuckers like you exist. Yeah. But it like, I don't know. I like talked about it online and then obviously every fucking woman in this industry was like, yeah, that happens like 9 times a day, which is so shitty. Yeah. And I was like, I think she was just trying to help, man. But he like scurried away and was like around the corner already and just ignored me. But it was so stupid. And it like weirdly set the tone for my whole day. Cause I was just like, I work with a ton of like very knowledgeable women in this industry. And it's like wild to think how common that probably is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very common.
What the fuck, man? Yeah. Bethany's like
assume, I've had a lot of assumptions that I don't know anything about beer, whether I'm in a bartending role or even in the brewery, in a brewery role, still get like, not like
in any role.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
You know, for women, I think it's, unless it's, unless it's sewing or something.
Yeah, where it's like, it's easy to apply a stereotype that these dudes probably have in their head.
Right.
But if it's like a, male-dominated industry, Like you could be wearing boots and overalls and like have a fucking like paddle in your hand, and somebody's like, "Hey, where's your beer guy?" You're like, motherfucker, you're looking at him.
Yeah, that happened all the time. Pacific, like, who's the brewer? And I'm like, I'm literally brewing. I am the brewer.
Yeah. I'm stirring the fucking mash right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you kind of get used to it and try to put people in their place when you can, but otherwise, it's just.
What was your response for that kind of? Like, did you just find a way to just like,
paddle upside the head?
It's me, yeah. I usually didn't have a very. It doesn't start very well. It doesn't start the conversation very well. But listen to what they want and.
Have a perfectly
probably
formulated
not
answer.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't think you would.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Guys are idiots.
What else happened this week?
I know. There's a ton. Speaking of like awesome women in this industry, actually. So I got invited down to the community college down. So South Puget Sound Community College has their brewing program, and so one of the reasons that we were not on, I guess it would be 2 weeks ago, that we took a week off was because I was down there doing like some quality control stuff, and it was really cool. And Stacy, who like from Headless Mummy, who we've had on here before, fantastic. She's a adjunct professor there, and so she teaches a couple of their courses. And I love the idea of like technical or like community college programs that might like feed talented people into this industry. I think it's a good thing. So I'm hoping that things like that become more popular, especially as things like alternatives to 4-year degrees. It's a lot more affordable, and like there's probably going to be a lot of jobs available in this industry. So I love it. And so they're starting like an actual like brewery distillery program where they're going to be like marketing and releasing their beers. And so they wanted to do like a quality control thing. And so Stacy invited me down there, and it was great. And the guy running their brewing program is like a really skilled dude. You can tell he's worked really hard. His beers are like very nice. But the dean was there, and the guy running like sort of the business portion of that program was there. And Stacy, like being the badass like woman in this industry that she is, used that time to like advocate for the students and also for the local businesses that this could possibly affect. So like, if you think about it, there's like this college that has the funding of like a school program, obviously much more like money flush than like a small local brewery or distillery who is trying to operate in this industry. Mm-hmm. So when it comes up that like, the entire brewing community who's kind of been supporting this program the entire time might have to compete against the products that you guys are making now, even though like you have a lab and all of your stuff is funded separately, it kind of puts the local businesses at a disadvantage. Totally fair critique. And then they kind of discussed like how, it's possible that some of the students might write recipes that they would then sell and like profit off of. And Stacy was like, question one, are the students actually going to be compensated for the value that they provide for the stuff you guys are going to be selling? And then one of the other local business owners was like, how is you guys selling beer locally going to affect the already existing businesses here that, don't have the funding of like, thousands of tuitions from students and things like that. Fair critiques, but I'm just there, like not being a local business owner and like not being an adjunct professor in that program. I was just there to do quality control stuff. So like after those questions get asked, obviously it's like a little bit tense in the room. And then I think Stacy got up to use the bathroom or something, but they all started talking to me. And I was just like, I'm just here because like she told me to be here. Like I was just, but like, it was, I didn't want to say like, I don't have a dog in this race, so don't, doesn't matter what I think. But I don't know, it felt a little silly, like trying to be there. And then they were like, no, like, here's what we're going to do, like talking to me, like, here's what we're going to do to help students. And here's how we're going to use the lab. And I was just like, I don't need to know any of this stuff. I'm just here to tell you if you guys' beer is good or not.
Yeah.
Politics.
But when we got out, I was just like, fucking Stacy, like, you're such a badass because you like,
Ask
that's exactly the questions that you should be answering. Like, I would never even think to be like, hey, who's writing these recipes? And if it's students, are you going to compensate them? The only thing that was in my brain was like the thing they were asking. And so I was just like, you're fucking awesome for this.
Yeah,
like,
she's awesome.
Yeah, dude, she's such an awesome, like that's speaking of baddest women in this industry, like that's, she's out there sticking up for you guys, man.
Yeah.
But it was silly. And then, So my car got totaled. Like, I don't know. This has like nothing to do with beer stuff. But like, I just got like a car totaling situation figured out, which fucking sucked. But I was working, and like anybody who like works sales and is in any industry, but certainly in the beer industry, like you're in your car like most of the day. It's like the term is windshield time, and you're driving thousands and thousands of miles like constantly. So the chances of you getting into car accidents is just way increased. And I have actually gone a really long time, both on work and off work, not getting in a lot of accidents, but I've been in 3 of them in the last like 18 months, and it fucking sucks. But I got rear-ended recently, and the repair shop totaled the car. Like the dude just crunched the lift gate, and I can actually still use it. I don't put kegs in there anymore because I'm afraid of like one falling over and popping open on the freeway.
Yikes.
And
Oh, God.
and my car's like shitting kegs on I-5.
New nightmare.
I know, dude.
Unleashed.
Like depth charges.
I know. It's like some Final Destination shit.
Okay.
And then of course I'm delivering like a smoothie beer, so it hits the ground and then fires like a fucking rocket.
Yeah. Oh my God.
As soon as the cap pops off.
450 feet.
And so I'm just
Okay,
like,
but
there's
that
like,
didn't happen.
It hasn't happened, and I don't. Now I just buckle kegs up into my back seat, like the precious cargo they are.
I've strapped kegs in the back like a
Dude,
child,
hell
like
yeah.
with the
Yep.
seatbelt on and stuff. Yep,
sure.
in
For
the
sure.
back of my sedan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do it, man.
Before I had a minivan.
I know. Now there's just kids there, like real kids.
Right, real, yeah. It's real car seats
Yeah.
and stuff. So, but they totaled your
So
van?
they totaled it, and so I didn't know this, but like I've never really been in like a totaled car dispute before. But so if they total your car and you owe more on it, they just pay everything to your lender or whatever, and then you just continue to pay the difference. But I was like, hey, I'm not like, I don't want to be out a car, so like I can just keep the car, right? Like it's still drivable. Like I just had the engine rebuilt. All I need to not do is just use the trunk. I don't have to use the trunk. I can still drive it. And she was like, yeah, in Washington State, owners can like not relinquish the ownership of their car when it gets totaled or whatever. And I was like, perfect. And she was like, all right, cool. And so she calls our lender, and our lender's like, actually, we need to approve that. And I was like, fucking what?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you can't, because when they total your car out and the owner keeps the car, they have to subtract the amount from the payout value that they could get for like the refurbished or the parts or whatever. So it's like a $3,000 difference. And the lenders can be like, yeah, we want the $3,000. We don't care if you have a car or not. You don't get the car. They get to decide that. And I didn't fucking know that. So I've been like fighting with them like constantly. And it's my wife's car too, so she's been like also on the phone with them. But so I'm like on the phone with like the dude's insurance that hit me, and I was like, hey, like, and she like three-wayed the dude in from the credit lender, and I was like, hey, I got rear-ended by one of your guys' drivers, and you're all telling me that I could possibly not have a car at all because of that. Like, get the fuck out of here, man! Like, you guys are shitting me. And yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, if you get rear-ended and you try to keep the car, but you owe more than that to the lender, they can just tell you that you don't get to keep the car.
So do you have the car?
I do have the car. I just so
But you're
it was
fighting it.
I don't think I have to fight it anymore. I'm just not going to call them.
They'll never know.
Nah,
That's how I deal with most of my problems.
I know, me too. I'm just going to ignore it until it goes away.
Yeah, ignore it.
Like toothaches.
Most problems go away when you ignore them. Right?
But yeah, it was just so stupid, and like like anybody who drives for a job obviously deals with the kind of stuff, but like I had no clue that was even a thing. And so the auto body shop calls me and they were like, hey, like your car's still sitting in our parking lot. Can you come get it? And I was like, I don't know. Can I?
Right.
Like just being mad and throwing tantrums at this lady who like has nothing to do with this. She's like, I don't know. And I was like, my lender said I can't come get it. And she was like, that's between you and him. And I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna come get this car. She's like, yeah, if they want it from you, they'll tow it from your house. And I was like, all right, well, I didn't tell them where I live, so.
Yeah, do that. Try that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna lock it up in my garage. So I just haven't said anything.
Put your club on it.
But I have my car back.
Nice.
And there's kegs in it right now. So hopefully I don't get rear-ended again.
Yeah.
Oh
Car
my God.
troubles suck.
What was I gonna say? Okay, here's another. This is just silly. So have you? I tried to tell this story actually at Barley-whine brunch, but like It's barley wine, so it never it never comes out.
We're almost at break time, believe it.
Are we? Oh,
Not yet.
sorry.
No, you got a couple minutes.
This is just me talking a bunch of shit.
No,
we have real stuff to talk about too. I feel like.
I'm digging this.
We don't have time for real stuff now, man.
I swear to God. Okay, have you had an Oppengard mead?
No.
Have any of you guys had Oppengard mead? Local meadery, based in Seattle. They're small, but they're does fantastic work. John Oppengard, I know, nicest dude, makes fantastic mead. Mead in general, I feel like just doesn't get the love that it probably could. Oh, that looks so pretty! I can't wait to drink that. They're based in Seattle. Oh, Tukwila, my bad. Kind of Seattle.
Up there.
Yeah. If you don't listen, if you're not listening from Washington, they're based in Seattle.
It's a 253 podcast.
Yeah.
It's up there. Kirkland.
All right, I'm going to pause the story so we can talk about what we just poured here. So,
Little juice.
little juice smoothie.
Jeez, it's been a while.
Oh. Okay. So hopefully if you're listening to this, this is thanks to Rich Jameson who mobbed down to Olympia the day that this was released and brought some back for us. But the little pink can with the little blender on it from Three Magnets, for sure one of the earliest iterations of like absolutely stellar hazy IPAs made in Washington.
For sure.
Just so good. I don't know, like, do you remember the first fresh hop version of this?
I don't.
That might be the only beer that I ever like hype stood in line for. It's just fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Another Pat beer originally,
Yeah.
but just so good. And so Three Mags just released it again with like the original label and stuff. And I'm just instantly transported back to like 2013, 2014 when this like, first came out.
Yeah.
And
What-
it was just like,
They haven't been making this like since then.
no, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I remember drinking it at the brewery when
Yeah.
Pat was there, and
Dude.
he's like, "Yeah, I forgot to put findings in the kettle," and I blah blah blah, and here it is. It's a hazy IPA, and we're like, "Well, this is really good." I mean, it's weird and hazy, but it tastes great.
It tastes great.
And here we are today.
Yeah, they were
still
one of
gorgeous,
the first for smoothies too.
What? Well, yeah, so Doug brought that up. He was like, wait, is that a smoothie? And I was like, actually, no. It's just a
No.
hazy IPA.
I've never had a
But,
smoothie.
like, I know. He said he's never had a smoothie.
Big Tom's, yeah.
Oh, fuck. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But that was like a milkshake IPA.
Exactly.
But it was, like,
Yeah.
thick and,
For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
They were one of the first.
Doug said he's never actually had a smoothie. We should pull a Drecker or something
Oh, right.
on the break.
That's easy.
Anyway, Rich, thank you so much for grabbing this, man. This is fucking...
Except it won't be the recent ones.
That's- Thanks, Ron. Sorry. I shouldn't be... You should be mad at me.
I'm not.
You
Definitely
should be
not.
mad at me.
Another new guy reference. Eh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I'll grab a new one, but don't have it. Thanks, Matt.
I have the others for sure.
All right, I'll finish my Oppengard story, and then we're gonna pour Doug a smoothie during the break. But we'll be back in just. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out during the break. As always, a quick shout out to Doug, our wonderful producer.
Yay, Doug!
Thanks, Doug. Actually, I'm gonna pour Doug's first. Doug said he's never actually had a smoothie.
I've
so
never
we're
had a
gonna
smoothie.
Fix that.
A smoothie version. Ooh, look how thick it is.
Looks like orange juice.
It is. It's like mango or something.
Yeah. This is the shit that everybody hates me for advocating for.
So you're down with this?
Oh, you know,
Starburst.
yeah, for sure. It's
All right.
it's all
I mean,
fruit.
Drecker.
It's all and these guys do a particularly good version.
All right.
Yeah, it's like
Holy shit. That's really something, isn't it?
it is. It's
Yeah.
a dessert in a glass for sure.
Made by Vikings.
This would be good for
The
breakfast.
Vikings?
It would, yeah.
Cracker.
This one's a mimosa. Yeah, this is.
It's almost a peach juice sort of
Yeah, for
quality
sure.
to it.
Yeah.
That's most. You know.
Usually, I feel like
Yeah,
you
the
need to
nose.
add like a shot of tequila or rum to these beers.
For sure.
And like,
Yeah, they would make a good
then I
mixer.
can get on with
Totally
it.
good.
They would all make a good
What's the
mixer.
ABV of something like that?
Good
Usually,
mixers.
so it's difficult because you're adding a lot of fruits and stuff afterwards.
Okay.
Drecker pasteurizes. A few other bigger breweries do pasteurize. Some of the smaller ones don't, so it's hard to know what ABV is.
Okay.
Most of the time, they lab test their stuff after the fact. So that was a big 450 North thing. They got famous online like 7 or 8 years ago for making beers that exploded in the can, and then also making beers that were far below the ABV that they would advertise on the can.
Right.
So. Now they have everything lab tested. Usually they're between like 5.5 to 7.5%.
Really? That much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I mean,
Thank you,
like,
Ron.
if you have a fruity
Cheers.
cocktail, then it's
Yeah.
something like this.
Contains significant amount of fruit, so please keep cold at all times.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn enjoyable.
Yeah, they're delicious. They're
Yeah.
like they're very inoffensive. They're very fruity.
That'd make a great breakfast. I'm telling you, that would be great with
Yeah.
breakfast.
Ron will tell you too. Like the folks that come in to buy these things are not the folks that come in and buy pilsners and
For
stuff.
sure.
It's just
No,
it's a totally
that'd be-
separate crowd of
that's
people.
About as far away
21 to
from it.
25-year-olds.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they crush them, and
Yeah.
it's their the idea for me is that occasionally
beer
those
for them.
folks,
Yeah.
man, like
And then they're going to buy the Pilsner.
yeah, eventually,
Yeah, and the double IPA. And the pastry stout.
When they're 45.
not in that order. It's literally the opposite.
Exactly.
Yum.
Yeah, it's,
They'll be back
it's really
for the
delicious.
Pilsners.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Wouldn't pound a 20 ouncer, but
God damn it. Okay. I was telling an avant-garde story. We do have like actual beer news we want to talk about. Although I will say,
She's making a.
No, I really like it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I know.
It's really good.
Yeah.
see,
I didn't know if that was you were being grossed out or if you really liked
No.
that.
I like
because it's
it.
delightful.
I also love Pilsners, like more than these kinds of beers. But this is
Let me just
really
qualify
good.
this real quick.
Yeah.
Time
They're
and place.
delicious.
Yeah.
Now that we're through that, though, there's a structures in front of us, and then there's also like 3 more things.
Yeah.
Plus another pepper beer. What are we gonna do?
Not drink that, for sure.
The structures,
Pepper beer?
the structures junior is so good. I mean, I've had it
It's
before,
fantastic.
but wow, it's fresh.
So the avant-garde story, this is just dumb, but it was just like funny because like all of the goofy stuff that happened, this actually made my week a lot better. So I was at an account who sells a lot of avant-garde mead. I would imagine is the sort of number one account for him. But he had a mead on tap that was like this sort of like southern peach kind of mead. And when he gave it to me, I got this like really intense aroma of like sweet corn, but like very specifically like masa. I make like fresh tortillas at home sometimes, and so I just have that smell in my brain. And I was like, holy shit, this smells like masa. And like, I know that's not what it's supposed to smell like. But then the owner of the place was like, holy shit, that does smell like masa. I would never think about that. But I was like, yeah, man, this just smells like tamales. I know it's not supposed to. And it's not, I'm not even saying that it's bad. It just has this like really unusual smell. And so he goes over to his shelf and he was like, I shit you not, like, I have a thing that we should do. And I was like, okay, or I have a thing you should try. And so apparently John Oppengard made a mead that he called taco meat. And it like was mead that had all of the spices that would be in like a best value, like 99-cent taco seasoning packet.
Right.
And it fucking smelled exactly like that. It was like uncanny. Just
Blending.
like, that's exactly what I
Blending.
did.
I see where you're going with this.
I was like, hey, give me a half pour of the fucking corn one. And so I took the peach one and it still smelled like masa. And then I put the taco meat in it and then it tasted like a fucking chalupa.
Did it translate?
Totally
it
did.
It did. It wasn't
I
like, ew.
swear to
It was
God.
like, oh.
Dude, it was like
Angels.
added up so perfectly to like a shitty soft taco.
Was it a Tuesday?
No, it was a Thursday. It was Taco Thursday.
It just say it was a Tuesday.
Was it like a Jack in the Box taco?
It was so close though. It was definitely a chalupa. And so I was just like, aha, we made a chalupa. And then I made everybody at the bar try it and they all hated me.
I want to try it.
It was
that
awesome.
sounds fun.
And then I guess like, so you made like a small amount of this meat called fucking taco meat, obviously. It sounds like the most unappetizing meat. But it does, if you want something that delivers on the promise of the label, this totally did it. And I guess the joke was like, people would go to his place and he would like, they'd be like, oh, cool, what do you have that's like new? And he's like, I have something that you shouldn't try. And then of course they would want to try it. And it's the taco meat. So he texts the owner of Oppengard and was like, hey, here's what this fucking idiot did at my bar just now. And here's what he called it. And everybody hated it. And then John texted him back and was like, this is going to take up so much of my brain space for a long time. I was like, my week got better immediately. I just ruined this shit for him.
I'll lay awake at night thinking about this.
I know, it's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's great.
So we've like actually had real stuff to talk about. Brewers Association not that long ago released the list of the top 50 breweries. And Ron brought a hard copy.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing your homework, Ron.
Sure.
So prepared.
A plus.
A plus, yeah.
Thank you.
A minus, because you don't have an outro.
Because I don't like it.
You don't have
Dang,
an outro.
Stephanie.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's
he
writing
does.
it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody, I had no idea this episode was happening.
Yeah. So A minus.
Thanks for the high rating. I would say C plus.
So A minus.
I give him a gold star.
Well,
But
I know.
so yeah,
Number
top 50
one.
breweries. Number 1, Yingling, which is pretty much the case every year. Boston Beer Co. is like always up there, and then the list kind of goes from there. I think the highest Washington brewery these days is Georgetown at number 16, which
but
is
Tilray's in there also.
so Tilray's. So that's interesting to
Yeah,
me.
right?
I don't think I understand how that works because they own
Red
they're
Hook,
n-
Woodmere,
right
and 10 Barrel.
and 10 Barrel, and they're not themselves a beer producing entity. So it's weird that the collection of their brands would be included on this.
They're calling it a craft brewery now.
Really?
Yep.
Which begs the question.
This does beg
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
Because at the bottom, the above companies met the craft brewer definition for all or part of 2023. So the craft brewer, at least I would have to look it up because it does kind of fucking change a lot. But the last I saw, 6 million barrels per year or less.
Correct.
Has to be, cannot be majority owned by a non-craft beer producing entity.
25%.
25%.
Yep.
Excuse me. So not even majority owned.
Right.
If like a random like hospitality group or holdings company owns your brewery, 26% of your brewery, you are not craft anymore.
Correct.
Right. And then what's the other stipulation?
I think
That's kind of those two, right?
Just those two.
Okay.
There's a brewer specification, but that doesn't.
Right.
Yeah. That's not,
So yeah, and like the Brewers Association, there's a lot of debate. Obviously, like if you're listening to this and you've been in this industry or community for any length of time, you might have heard this kind of debate. Is like, what does craft even mean? Who actually makes the rules on this? How come these places are still considered craft even though they're owned by people who are not brewers? How come these places aren't considered craft even though they're the exact same situation? This Tilray thing, kind of like, it's wild that they're considering them a craft brewery because they bought all brands that have not been considered
from
craft
AB.
from Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Tilray does not make beer themselves unless there's something I don't know about them. But yeah, so all of their brands put together put them at number six?
6
for beer producing entities. That's crazy.
that is crazy.
So yeah, that's like, and Doug brought up the question is like, what does that even mean? Like, what does the craft thing even mean? And weirdly ties into a random piece of beer news from Washington, wherein Fremont Brewing was actually just recently sold to Seattle Hospitality Group, who is also the owner of Pike Brewing.
Yes. And Ethan Stowell.
And he's
restaurant.
and all the Stoll stuff, which they're
Kenmore Air,
Yep.
Space Needle, Sheraton Grand,
yeah,
and a bunch of others.
dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, biggest like restaurant group in Washington, to my knowledge, which means they have a shitload of money. And so, I mean, it kind of brings up the question for Pike initially because they have owned Pike for a while. And it did come up very briefly, but Pike really didn't it's not like they expanded. And it's not like, not in terms of like, they're like Seattle Hospitality Group doesn't have a brewery in California with 100,000
They did
barrel
open in
capacity.
Ballard.
Yeah, they opened the new tap room, but like, it wasn't the type of expansion that made everybody go, whoa, the beer's changed,
Totally.
like all this, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, the opposite, I would say, occurred is that Pike went through what I would consider to be one of the most successful rebrands of any brewery of their age just recently. And I actually bring them up a lot. I don't sell Pike's beer, but I do sell a lot of breweries who could learn from the success of their rebrand because younger breweries than them, who are still considered legacy breweries like they might be, have been closing left and right. And it's just because they cannot keep up with whatever the demand in the market is. And leave it to somebody like Charles Finkel to be aware of that kind of thing, right? Like, hopefully you guys have heard the episodes with Charles. The dude's a crystal ball when it comes to this industry.
Episodes 41 and 42.
Yeah, good job, Ron. He's so professional.
Yeah.
But
Can you talk
And
about
drunk.
that rebrand or what?
yeah, I will. So I'll
Okay,
I'll
we'll
actually
get there.
explain.
All
So
right.
I'll be like really. So the reason that I like consider Pike's rebrand, I'll actually crack a beer while we're talking about this. We have some fucking New Glarus in front of us,
have
which is
some New
also on this
Glarus.
list.
I love
And I
New
cannot
Glarus.
remember the last time I had some New Glarus.
It's been a while.
I had it last summer, fresh at our cabin in Wisconsin.
Thanks again, man. This is awesome.
You have a cabin in Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Coco.
family cabin. In
I know
Wisconsin.
Coco's here.
Coco in the house.
Okay, so Pike's rebrand. So there's like a few things to consider here.
That's right.
All over my fucking face. That's how I do like rinses when I'm doing sales meetings. Is like just the next beer, toss it back, and then pour an actual glass of the beer.
You have muscle
Okay.
memory
I know.
right now.
Yeah, that's all I'm running on.
And then crash.
So Pike obviously being like a 30-year-old brewery, for every reason should have been susceptible to all of the same like market hardships that a lot of other old breweries are. But they did two really important things for this rebrand.
Very quickly, what would those hardships be?
So like not being able to keep up with like current market trends, not identifying how people shop for beer, and then changing your branding to sort of suit market or consumer preferences in the market. But then also just going back to the drawing board on recipes and focusing on quality,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So those are kind of the two things. And if you were an older kind of legacy brewery and you didn't understand those two ideas, it's a misunderstanding of how people are purchasing and repurchasing beer in like the current craft beer market. And so if you look at a lot of like the older brands that have closed and you go, oh my gosh, like it sucks that they're not really around anymore, but they didn't really do anything to adapt to the new market. Those are usually the two things that I point to is not updating your branding to be more appealing to current market trends, and then not updating your recipes to be more appealing to the way that customers are prioritizing, how they repurchase beer.
And would the
basically.
marketing trends be like e-marketing and that kind of stuff? Is that
So
what you're
kind
talking
of,
about?
but it's actually there is some of that for sure. But it's even as simple as like redoing your cans, redoing your packaging. You see a lot of rebrands and stuff, and sometimes you can see small trends in like how people are laying out things like a can of beer. And it sounds like a silly thing, but you'd be surprised how much it actually affects people's buying decision.
I don't want to go too far in the weeds, but what would be
Yep.
like an example of that?
Okay, I have a couple of
Real
good ones
quick.
for you. So this is I don't know. I'm not a fucking expert on this. I did not go to school for marketing, but I work with a lot of very successful breweries. Some of them make some of the best beer on the fucking planet, and I'm very lucky to do that. And then there's plenty of breweries, especially in the Northwest, that I don't work with that are very good examples of how important the knowledge of how consumers are choosing beer on like a crowded store shelf, how important that is to your branding. So there's two pathways that you'll see most breweries take. Brewhost is a good example of one of the pathways. And then I would say that like Gold Dot is an example of the other pathway. So you can kind of break down people's like can marketing to two different pathways.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is more art focused. So we talked about dalliance when Ricky was here. That's an entire brewery concept that is based on collaborations with an actual artist. And their cans are fucking gorgeous. I would pick them up just because the can looks so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Brewhost is a good example of that. You don't know anything about the beer when you look at the can, but the can is awesome. The artwork is dramatic and beautiful, and like just how cool a can looks would make me grab the can and pick it up. And then the other path, so that's kind of like that's kind of one direction in the fork in the road. The other direction in the fork in the road is prioritizing just showing people what's in the can. So this is where Gold Dot comes in. If you look at a Gold Dot can, it's literally just a big shiny gold dot, and then the rest of the can is what style of beer it is.
Yeah.
So 60% of the can is taken up by West Coast IPA or Czech dark lager, and it's really clear from 6 feet away.
Right, it pops.
It pops out, and you can see exactly what's in it. And so the way that people, this is I've been asking a lot of folks this because I had a friend text me not too long ago how they prioritize their buying decision on when they're looking at a bunch of breweries that they're not familiar with. 60% of their buying decision is based on the style of beer that it is. 30% is based on how cool the can looks, and 10% is based on like the name, if it's clever or funny or cool or whatever it is, or relatable. And that is so ridiculously consistent across like the middle spectrum of beer consumers. And when you look at somebody like Pike doing their rebrand, about half of their can was dedicated to just showing people what the style was. Very clean branding otherwise, nothing like super crazy about it. But like if you looked at a new Pike can, you knew exactly what you were getting.
So they weren't leaning into this is what we've always done.
Nope. Nope.
That's great.
Again, leave it to Charles or whoever was in charge of that to kind of understand what people were looking for in terms of beer packaging. But because people are making most of their decision based on the style of beer, you should probably make that really prominent in your branding, unless you're going down the pathway where you're going to do something that is so awesome in terms of artwork that somebody might pick up your can anyway.
Did the awareness of that and all those changes occur before it was purchased by this conglomerate?
Yes. So this happened prior to the buyout, and that's actually where this
giving value to the brand.
Correct.
Okay.
I would say though that. So like that's an important part, but the other important part is their hiring of Leslie Shore, former Rubens brewer and like absolutely like phenomenal, like golden child brewer in the Seattle beer industry. I don't think you can ask anybody who's in this industry about her without hearing like legit reverence. And what she brought to this equation is like what ends up being the most important part is you can rebrand all day, but if you give somebody a reason to pick up your beer a second time after they haven't had it for a long time because your labels are fresh and cool and new, but it's the same shit they drunk 6 years ago the last time they bought it, it's one and done. They're never going to grab it again. Leslie brought in the important part of the equation where like I tried a Pike beer for the first time in 6 years and I was like, fuck, I will have another one. It is fantastic. And so that's like a lot of breweries miss the mark. They might do one or the other. They might hire a cool new brewer, but like, why does anybody have a reason to try
Do they retain
beer
any
again?
of their like classic recipe legacy, or have they completely moved?
I would say that they do, and
Most
they
of
did.
them, yeah.
Like Ron,
So
like
it's a combination of things.
for sure. Like still very much Pike and still very much classic in some ways, but 100% like cleaned up, much more like geared towards contemporary tastes. And so where this all kind of peaks or climaxes sort of in this saga is when Seattle Hospitality Group took over. It sounds like one of the first kind of early decisions that was made was to let go of Leslie Shore, which to me is like a bananas mistake.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not out there.
Fucking now it is. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Leslie. It's not my business to tell. Fucking Brandon was online talking about it, so I figured it was just public.
No,
but
I heard, and I couldn't find it.
okay, so it's so this is still rumors. Then the rumor is that Leslie is no longer the brewer at Pike. I've heard it from a few people, and it's a bummer. It's certainly again not my news to tell. So hopefully it is just a rumor, and maybe she's still there. If it's not, and she is not still at Pike, to me, it exemplifies a crucial misunderstanding of what made that rebrand so successful. And like where the value of Pike's sort of new identity came from. And it's really difficult, and this is like Seattle Times already wrote about this. A lot of the publications that have written about this story have talked about this, but it's really difficult not to look at the folks who owned Fremont, who now have legitimate political power in like Seattle lawmaking, going, hey, so the idea is that all of Pike's beer will be folded into Fremont's operations, filling a lot of empty space that Fremont had in their tanks. And so it's difficult not to think about the fact that the owners of this brewery that they purchased, having political power, didn't have something to do with the fact that now it's their employees making the beer at Pike, which was previously owned and controlled by Seattle Hospitality Group. Like it's difficult not to speculate, and obviously, like the idea
They just
that
wanted to buy the branding, essentially.
It's hard to know, but there's been a lot of like Fremont has been under fire for a few years now in general, just because they've taken a couple of stances that are not super popular with like Seattle voters. So there's a lot of folks who don't buy Fremont. It's really difficult when you're like a business owner and you express stances that are like potentially harmful to like lower class citizens in Washington state. And then you go on to actually have legitimate lawmaking power, and some of those really shitty opinions have the potential of actually becoming policy. People are going to vote with their wallets. And the rumor was that Fremont had a lot of empty tank space to fill, and Pike, having gone through a recent supposed expansion and then maybe not being finished in their new facility, has enough beer to put into Fremont's tanks, but it's not going to be made by the person that actually made Pike what it has been.
Dismissing Leslie an oversight what is the why?
I don't know. To me, it just sounds and if for whatever reason she hears this and wants to come on and tell the whole story, that would be fucking rad because I would like to hear it.
Because she's not falling in line politically with.
I have no clue.
But she's very, very supportive in the beer community.
She's awesome.
Always everywhere.
Drunk herstory, she
commenting on everybody's posts.
Yes. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So if this is news again, this is could just be rumors, but it sounds like it's already been floating around pretty hard. So, but yeah, man, to me, she was legitimately the reason why Pike kind of achieved this new value in the contemporary beer market, much more so than so many breweries that are not even as old as them. And her dismissal, to me, doesn't sound like an oversight. It sounds like a misunderstanding of where people actually find value in the beer that they buy. Because you can take maybe you can take her recipes and stuff and start brewing them and all the Fremont stuff, but it was like the quality that she brought to the table. It was like the nuance that she put into these beers that made them legitimately enjoyable, even if people don't understand the technical reasons.
So the Fremont people are taking over the brewing aspect
of Pike's beer.
Okay.
Yeah. Which just sounded goofy in general. But yeah, I don't know. It all kind of brings up the weird crap.
It sounds like a fuck up to me.
It does like a fuck up.
Our first fuck up story of this episode.
I know. I guess I kind of topped the episode off with one.
Speaking of which,
true.
if you have, do you have another thing that happened this week, Matt? that
God.
You can fuck up stories.
Actually, we didn't even get to the fucking thing that we wanted to talk about separately. There's a fantastic article again that Tristan sent me because the dude just shares all of the best beer media, but it's about is craft beer cringe right now, and it's such a great fucking article.
You got 3 or 4 minutes. Can you do it in 3 or 4 minutes?
The picture is hilarious
it's
on
so
the article.
Good. It's so good. Okay, so I guess it's not a fuck up. I guess I started with a fuck up, so we'll just count that. But it's a fantastic article, and you guys hear me fucking bloviate all the time about this kind of shit. But I sent it to you guys. Bethany, I need to kind of flip through it. But the idea was just what is craft beer missing in terms of appealing to new markets, basically younger markets. And there's a bit about how there's very few craft brewers taking social media marketing seriously. There's quite a bit about the sort of gatekeeping kind of aspect of the craft beer consumer world. I see it all the time. I talk about it all the time. This is where the smoothie beer that you tried kind of comes in. And one of my favorite quotes from the fucking article is that it was something like Gen Zers are far less concerned about style-specific technicalities than they are about whether or not something just tastes good or feels good to consume. And so what that means in terms of there's a lot of brewers out there who set out to make a beer, and they're like, all right, this is the gravity I'm going to hit, this is the IBUs I'm going to hit, this is the SRM I'm going to hit. I'm going to have this long list of numbers, and I'm going to hit them all. And if I hit them all, then the beer is a success. And I have never really enjoyed that approach to brewing. I understand why it's important. There's a lot of reasons why brewers should do that, but it is 100% not a measure of success in terms of making a beer that people will actually enjoy. I am much more concerned with whether or not a beer is composed and clean and expressive. I don't care if it fits a style category or if you hit your numbers on it. If it comes out tasting like something that it's meant to taste like or smelling like something that it's meant to smell like, and it feels that way when you consume it, that to me is a much more impressive, effort in terms of brewing. I think both are valid, but I think a lot of brewers get caught up in the numbers and they don't focus enough on the other side. This is actually where Pat, as a brewer, kind of comes up in conversation a lot with me because I always consider him more artist than scientist. And that's, there's plenty of brewers who he has upset with his opinions on beer, but I don't really care that much what they have to say about, because I've had a lot of Pat's beer and they're clean and expressive and they're fantastic. And so,
it sounds sort of more mechanical than artistic or,
correct.
or
yeah.
human.
Right. And that's the article. The article is basically calling into question brewers' refusal to acknowledge the fact that people do not really care whether or not you hit your IBUs anymore. And all they want to know is whether or not this thing is enjoyable. And so when something like a smoothie beer comes out and is just enjoyable to a bunch of new people, but everybody goes like, what the fuck is that? That's not beer. That's not the thing we've always been enjoying.
We need to stop that.
We gotta stop that shit.
Yeah.
It's like Great Notion when they came out with hazies in Portland.
Dude.
Yeah.
People
were, what the hell?
Yeah.
And look at them today.
For sure.
A lot of it too is like questioning why the craft beer community is so serious about the beer, and like, you know, and for me that's like, well, it's a passion project. Like creating beer is a passion project, and I'm not sure any alcohol industry is immune to that. Like the wine industry, the spirits industry, like it's a passion project to make alcohol. So is any industry immune to that? I mean, it's it is serious in some ways, but then we have to somehow make it not serious to kind of appeal.
It makes me think
well.
of music. What you're talking about could apply to music, you know, like sort of corporate pop as opposed to, you know, stuff made by artists who
Sure.
you know.
That's a fair dig, Doug. Sorry.
No, is it not?
No, it is. I just
down the wrong
I said
road?
dig Doug, and I have ADD.
That's right,
so.
you can dig. Magnificent, man.
Pokemon.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
That's fine. You shouldn't. I shouldn't.
You
Anyway,
have kids. You have an excuse.
if that was only, if that was
Okay.
it.
All right, right.
Okay, so I think you're right. I think you're 100% right.
Do we need to call a doctor?
No, we don't.
Okay.
It's the new Glarus. So like, maybe that's true. Maybe there's a part of it where it's like consumers from the other side, you know, maybe also coming to terms with like the fact that this is some people's life's work and is also buried in thousands of years of tradition, and there are legitimate efforts to like maintain that, like either through passion or through like somebody's actual job.
Like music.
Like music, like 100%. Listen, I mean, this is where like the music comparison comes in a lot because
It's an art.
it is, yeah. And you, like, you know, if fucking Taylor Swift next year releases a folk album, and then somebody goes down a rabbit hole and discovers that this is a type of music that they had no idea they loved, and then starts supporting a bunch of artists in that realm of music. Is the fact that it was Taylor Swift that released that album the issue anymore? If it led to like this net gain for that kind of realm of the community, and like that seems like a good question. I feel like it is a net gain. Like it doesn't matter who made it. If a popular person, or if something becomes popular and brings people into the fold, then it shouldn't be treated like it's some kind of enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was like the majority of the article. It was so good.
Nice.
Tristan made fun of me. He was like, I thought you wrote this. But it was so good. Thanks for sharing, man. I've read it twice, and I just like it's great. If you guys have not seen this, just Google is craft beer cringe right now. It's fantastic. And if you're trying to be successful in this industry and you haven't read this, you absolutely should. And if it brings up things that you have not thought about, then it's even more important because it's like this is stuff that will make or break a lot of breweries in the future.
Yeah.
Not saying you have to make smoothie beers, but you do need to approach the way that you treat consumers who prefer those at first.
Be flexible.
Sobering.
I don't feel it.
This new Glarus raspberry tart tastes like cherry Jolly Rancher.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
it does.
sure.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that.
Dead on.
Wisconsin.
That is dead
Oh
on.
wait, yeah,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Belgium.
You're dead on.
Yeah. But it does like taste like
You're dead
cherry.
on.
I know it says raspberry, but it tastes like cherries.
You're dead
No,
on.
you're
cherry-
right.
it was the
That's
cherry
the first
that you
thing I
had.
thought.
Yep.
It's crazy.
This very fruity, like non-traditional beer, even a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. New Glarus was on this shit 20 years ago, man.
I can almost feel it inside my teeth.
Nah, that's a Drecker still.
All right, Grit and Grainers.
Yeah.
Email us at cheersgritandgrain.com with your comments, opinions, and taco meat beer names. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as fast as we can. If not online, then on air. You can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and please leave us a review. Also, check us out on Channel 253 and gritandgrainpodcast.com.
Hell yeah.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If this podcast is not what you expected, sorry. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma. No such thing as too much barley wine. Woo! Tune in next Friday for more sweet chatter. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice, man. Sorry.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Get up.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you. Grit and Grain is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out our other shows: Nerd Farmer, Interchangeable White Ladies, Move to Tacoma, Crossing Division, Citizen Tacoma, What Say You, We Are Tacoma, Flounders B Team, and Taco Man.
This is Channel 253.